Hello, everybody. Hi, Megan. Thank you all for joining us uh, here at Academia Express. We'd like to welcome Megan here from Canada Startup Company. Or Megan, can you? I'm just going to give it right to Megan. Megan, can you introduce yourself and the company that you're representing,
Yeah,
and basically
absolutely.
tell us about yourself.
Absolutely. Hi everyone. My name is Megan. I'm from Canada Startup Company. I am a venture partner with the company. And so I'm here with Daniel today to talk about kind of how we work together and how we kind of collaborate on Startup Visa in order to work for and with our clients. So I will firsthand say that we know that Daniel runs an immigration firm, and so he handles all immigration matters. And so at Canada Startup Company, we don't touch the immigration matters. We are a business building and consultancy and development firm, and rather we are actually the largest integrated venture studio in Canada that works with immigrant entrepreneurs who are looking to either start up a company or bring an entity of a pre-existing company to Canada. So under our roof, we also work within the Startup Visa program. And so that's kind of what we're here to talk about today. I know Daniel has so many questions for me that he gets from clients, and I'm here to answer them. So I'll let you go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And like Megan says, uh, we work with Megan and the Canada Startup Company closely to try to help essentially process startup visas. Megan, I guess so we just delve right into it. I guess one of the questions that we got from the clients is basically, can you please tell us about the Canada Startup Company and your services? Basically, if you can just give us an idea of the type of services you provide or you can provide for the clients, we would really appreciate that. I give the floor to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to just touch a little bit upon the process at a very high level in order to kind of understand where we fall and where you fall as well in terms of immigration. So the startup visa, I always like to say, kind of has two components. One, getting from where you are today to getting your letter of support. And the second part is getting your letter of support and then getting your work permit or permanent residency. So Canada Startup Company helps clients from where you are today up until getting your letter of support. And in that process, we're able to help with the business plan, with financial projections, pitch decks. We do corporate formation, basic accounting, or accounting setup or startup, as well as all legal fees, due diligence. We have intellectual property that we'll do for the companies. And our unique kind of selling point here is that we do it all under one roof. So we don't outsource anything, and we don't piece apart our services. So we do everything that you would need in order to get that letter of support.
Exactly. And just to be clear for everybody, the startup program is essentially one of the faster way for clients to get their residency here in Canada. Basically, what you would need to do, you need to show that you have a good idea or flourishing business idea, or you have a good business model already, and you need to get a letter of support from selected partner organization. And I'm sure, as Megan touched upon it briefly here, once you have that letter of support, of course, you can reach back to us, and we can apply for your immigration process, basically. Uh, so again, this is a startup. This is a startup. This refers to the startup visa, which basically for clients or people who think that they can run a business, who have business ideas, who want to come to Canada in order to start a business here in Canada, essentially. Great. Thank you, Megan. Uh, well, you also talked a little bit about the different steps that are involved in I guess, in the work and in the business and the startup visa process. Can you tell us a little bit more details about the steps that are involved? Maybe, for example, if a client comes to us, and then we're gonna, of course, introduce them to you. Tell us some of the requirements, for example, some of the things that you're looking for in a client, and the steps that they need to go through.
Yeah. So let me kind of touch upon what we look for, and then I'll kind of pass it back to you to talk about what IRCC looks for in terms of immigration. So we're looking for great, energetic, passionate people who come from any industry background. They typically have senior management experience, if not some sort of management or teaching experience, and are looking to kind of take what they are currently doing and expand it into Canada, or take their wealth of experience and start a brand new company in Canada. So I'll kind of pass it back to you, Daniel, to talk about IRCC requirements. Again, immigration is not our domain, and that's why we work together. So if you want to touch upon those.
Exactly. Well, of course, everybody could reach back to us. We usually offer consultation sessions for anybody interested in a startup visa in particular. But essentially, for us, the most importantly is getting that letter of support from a designated partner organization. These are tends to be organizations that were already selected by the ICCR, by the immigration process. And if we get a letter of support from these companies, the rest is basically just matter of processing the files and sending them basically to the government for you to get the visa. Essentially, what we need, what essentially you'll have to do is get the letter of support through your help, and we will do the immigration process for them. That's the main thing. And I suppose one of the questions that people already have, well, they constantly ask us, a lot of the times, a lot of the clients ask us, well, how much does it cost? Like, what is the price range that you're looking for? Let's say also maybe the age range. What are, well, you mentioned here that, you're looking for young, maybe energetic entrepreneur, but it doesn't just consist of young necessarily. You don't necessarily need to be young, correct, Megan? It could be from any age ranges.
Yeah, it can be from any age range, as long as you're above the age of 18, as per the program requirements. We'll take anybody above 18 up until the age of around 60 or 55, around there. But like I said, we don't discriminate. If you are a passionate person and want to start a company in Canada, we're always willing to sit down with you and kind of talk to those clients. Our clients typically do end up being older because we do look for senior management experience, or some sort of management or teaching experience. So I would say our typical client ranges between 40 and 55, in that range. But like I said, it doesn't mean that we won't take anybody younger. It's just usually they would opt to go express entry options.
Yes, exactly. Good point. And of course, when we're doing the immigration process, we'll have to prove to the officer that you have certain level of business experience, right? I mean, you're getting that letter of support because you have all that business experience, because you have that wealth of um, knowledge when it comes to running a company, running that type of business. So essentially, this is what we're proving to the officer, that you have that business background, you're able to run a company here in Canada, and that you basically be able to provide employment to Canadians here. Great. And Megan, is there an English requirement usually on your end with the clients that you work with? For, I mean, just for
Yeah, so
and they say see with the Canada startup companies, you guys take
Yeah,
approach
so
to
there
that?
is no English requirement that we specifically look for. The program requirement is CLB 5 that you must obtain. So we won't take anybody under CLB 5.
Mhm,
However, the stronger the English, it always just makes it easier to
mhm.
kind of conduct business in Canada, as well as the designated organizations require you to either interview or pitch, and that is one person in your company group. So one person should typically have like stronger English, or French, I guess, experience than others. But as long as you meet CLB 5, then that's somebody we would be interested in talking to.
Exactly. Great. Yeah. And usually we take clients between who have achieved an IELTS level from between 5 to 6. So let's say between levels 5 to 6, which is intermediate almost. But like again, this is one of the routes for clients who don't have, let's say, necessarily expert level of language abilities. When these are for clients who have business experience, but maybe they don't have that English level to the point where for example, an academic IELTS level 8 or 9, right? So 5 or 6 is quite manageable for most people, especially considering that some of our clients might be really busy running a company, so they don't have that much time to, for example, sign up for really expensive IELTS classes. So this is really good for people who think that they might not be able to get to score really high in their English language abilities. Great, Megan. Was there anything else you'd like to add? For example, we have here some of the questions. For example, one of the questions here is that how long does it take usually for the process? So, for example, when a client comes to you, we give the file to you, for you to help them develop the business idea, develop the business plan, and basically get their business kind of established here in Canada, and for them to get the visa. How long does it usually take based on your experience?
Yeah, so based on our experience, our programming lasts 21 weeks. So that's from the time that the client signs on until them getting their letter of support. So we work with them for 21 weeks or about 5.5 months. And then once a letter of support is issued, and that's when the immigration professional, so you, Daniel, would go and file the work permit if you wish, or the client wishes, as well as the permanent residency. And from there, I believe the timeline we're looking at right now is about 12 to 18 months. So we could kind of call it 2 years to get your PR under the startup visa program, give or take.
Right, exactly. Yeah, between 1 to 2 years typically, from applying for your letter of support, and then once you get the letter of support, of course, takes some time. Although if you're lucky, you might be able to reach it within 6 months. Once we get the letter of support, within under 6 months, sometimes we might be able to get you your visa to come to Canada. Great, Megan. Is there anything else you'd like to add that you think will be important for clients to consider?
I think at this point, I think we've covered most of the questions. I guess the one other thing that I get asked all the time would be, where can I live in Canada? And so I will touch upon this, is that the startup visa program is a federal Canadian immigration program. So you are able to live anywhere and run your business anywhere, land anywhere in Canada, except for Quebec. And that's because Quebec runs their own immigration programs. So it is a very nice, flexible program in that sense. The only other thing I'm wondering, do I have any other things that I can maybe add to this? Did you think of anything else while we were discussing?
Well, I think that was really good. I think the fact that people could basically choose anywhere to live anywhere in Canada or to run their business anywhere in Canada is a really great option. Were you able to discuss also maybe the price ranges that you're looking for usually? Because of course, all of your company provides all these services, essentially helping them develop their company. Can you also maybe talk a little about like the price ranges that might be involved? Or, because I know of course there's going to be a range, but that's what
Yeah,
do you think? Is that
I'm not
or do
authorized
you
to
does
say
it have to be
anything
like a one-on-one
about pricing.
basis?
I'm not authorized to say anything about pricing. I'm sorry.
Right, right. I understand.
It's just so tailored. Pricing
That's
is
okay.
so
That's fine.
unique and
So
tailored
I guess
to, oh, sorry.
person to person.
Yeah, per person, and different families' experiences and what they kind of want to do and what their goal is. So I like to say it's kind of a good thing that we don't put out a price, because we're not a one size or one price fits all kind of company. We really like to take the unique situation of the client and really understand
Right.
who they are, what they want to do. If they want to do something really advanced and technical, then it might be a little bit more expensive. If they're looking for basic services, it could be more on the cheaper side. So my best recommendation would be, we do a free consultation, a
Right.
1 hour consultation. So I'm happy to sit down with you and any of your clients and kind of talk through the options, understand what they want, and then we can come up with a price structure and timeline that works for them.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, and that makes sense because as you said, it's a case by case situation. Sometimes a client may take a lot more work, and other times it might be a lot more straightforward. Um, so it really depends. And so you said clients could reach out to you and get a 1 hour consultation from your company to see basically where they stand when it comes to their
Yeah,
potentials
so
in working with you. Correct?
yeah, so right now, yes, you are correct. But we only work through licensed immigration lawyers or RCICs. So we ask that all clients retain an RCIC or immigration lawyer before approaching us. And that's because, while we're very knowledgeable in the startup visa program and we know the ins
Perfect.
and outs of the program, we don't file immigration directly. So we work with licensed immigration partners in order to give the best experience and the best possibilities to the client. So we ask that, yes, reach out to us 100%. We want to meet you, but please do it through your immigration lawyer or RCIC.
Mhm. Exactly. So again, I invite everybody to contact us and then, they talk to us. And if we think you might have a potential here, we would be happy to pass you along to your team here, Megan, so that they can work with you. Also, Megan, is there a difference between, for example, we talk about an incubator program versus a person who wants to open their own business by themselves? Uh, is there a difference between those two? Can you talk a little bit about that? So for example, some of the clients ask us, well, can I enter a business with 3 other people or 2 other people, or does it have to be my own business? Is there something you can add to that?
Yeah, so what we do is we typically like to see groups come to us either with a business idea or at least something kind of written down, and we can kind of help them structure their idea and advance it
Mhm.
forward through the program based on our guidelines and recommendations.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I think that's been really helpful. It's really helpful for us and for our clients, where we can where they can put a face basically to all the information that's out
Yes.
there. Um, and of course, if they have any more questions, they could always reach out to us and we could send them along to you. Was there anything else, Megan, that you wanted to add? Or if not, we can, decide for other times where we can consult with our clients.
Yeah, I think that's all. I'm sure there's like lots of other questions that clients would have, but like I said, I'm happy to answer them at any point.
Mhm.
We pride ourselves on being very transparent and very honest. So please reach out if you have any inquiries at all. I'm happy to help.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your time. We're looking forward to working with you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.